Okay, so hello. It's me. This is like a second take of a video. The first one I recorded just took too long, and it's not even funny how long it took. Too much long of. So this is going to be the quick condensed version, the abridged version, if you will. And knowing me, that's not going to be easy. So I'm going to try to keep this as quick as possible. The concept is that I'm going to take an Asperger's test, or an AQ test in this case. I like one of my first videos. I quoted this test saying my score. I don't even remember what I got. I got higher than average. Thing is that everyone and their grandma on that test replied with what they got, and a lot of Aspies got below average, which is not supposed to happen, but it even says so in the description that even if you have Asperger syndrome, you might get a lower score because this is just a quick internet test. You can't tell for sure. I'm just going to take this test as quick as I can, and I go through what the questions mean. Just explain what they're thinking, because that's a lot of people have asked me, like, you know, it's easy to make a quick diagnosis of Asperger's. Like, if you've been watching this and are is incredibly annoyed by this blinking, you might have Asperger's. But it's not that simple. So you should always take a test, and then you should always ask a doctor about it, because I mean a psychologist, because he will tell for sure. So anyway, okay, so let's get this done. Okay, yes. I prefer to do things with others rather than on my own. No, I prefer to do things alone. I don't like others. So you answer like you agree, you almost agree, you don't agree, or you really don't agree. And I really don't agree on the first question. I'm going to just try to not explain everything, because that just took too long apparently. There's like, how many questions? 50 questions. That's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions. I prefer to do things the same way over and over again. Uh, we have a lot of routines. We like routines. I'm going to, slightly agree. I want somewhere in between, but there's no pick there, so I'm just going to slightly agree, because I prefer to do things the same way over and over again. But you get bored. That doesn't mean that I don't prefer it. You kind of had to. This is one. You shouldn't take questions too literally. Anyway, if I try to imagine something, I find it very easy to create a picture in my mind. And that's a very flimsical question. If I try to imagine something, I actually have kind of difficulty picturing it. Literally picturing it. I don't have troubles understanding it or anything, I just have problems picturing it. So I don't want to say definitely disagree, because that's whatever. I frequently get so strongly absorbed in one thing that I lose sight of other things. And that's, yes, Aspies tend to have special interests. Short story long, let's not get into that. I often noticed small sounds when others do not, and that's very true. Like I said in one video, I used to be called Eagle Eye by some people, because I was like, did you see that thing in the distance? And I'm like, wow, did you notice that? And they're asking about sounds, but it's obviously they're asking for, do you notice things that other people don't? So yes, I do. I usually notice card number plates or similar strings of information. Uh, I do. Actually, I'm gonna have to say definitely agree, because sometimes if a clock is slightly off, or even if a painting is slightly off, off center, I notice it instantly. They're not specifically asking about it if you're noticing numbers, even though the question is specifically about numbers. I do notice numbers too, but it's like, if you look at it, the question more generally, then it's more obvious. What do you mean? Kinda. Other people frequently tell me that what I've said is impolite, even though I think it's polite. Yes, especially on the internet. If I say something abrupt and truthful, people get mad at me. I don't know why. It's not my fault. It's their fault. When I'm reading a story, I can easily imagine what the characters might look like. I slightly agree. I just like, that's true for everyone. You have problems if you... I'm not saying bad problems, I'm just saying that, if you can't do that, then you have strong Asperger's or strong autism. This is actually an autism test, technically. But I guess I can. I'm fascinated by dates. No, I hate dates. Fuck you. No. That is again a question they shouldn't have specified, because I'm fascinated by some things that other people aren't fascinated by, but it's not dates. So I'm not Rain Man. Anyway. In a social group, I can easily keep track of several different people's conversation. This is a tricky one again, because what they want you to answer is... Well, actually, I don't know what they want you to answer, because they would... if there's a couple of people in the room and they're talking, as an Aspie, I'm not supposed to be able to have a conversation with all of them. However, I can't stop listening, so I can't not follow all of the conversation. If 4 people are talking, 2 and 2, I hear both the conversations going on at the same time, which is kind of distracting. So I don't know if that means that, I'm very Aspie, or that if they just phrased the question wrong, because that doesn't mean that I'm in the conversation, but still, I can keep track of them. Not because I want to, that's just how I work. I find social situations easy. What the hell does that mean? I find them difficult to enjoy. I don't find them difficult. But what they're asking for is if you feel discomfortable in them, like if you feel like it's difficult. And it does feel difficult because it's not something that comes fluently. That's what they're asking. Like, is it something that you can just do? No. But to me, I would say here, I slightly disagree, because it's not difficult. I can do it. I just don't like it. Again, they phrasing that a bit weird. Which is why sometimes you get a result that doesn't really show that you're an Aspie or have autism, because of the questions, if you ask me, anyway. I tend to notice details that others do not. Yeah, like, how they phrase questions. That's very true. Normal people might just read it and go, oh, click, or whatever. Again, if a clock is wrong, I tell someone, even though nobody asked. Very Aspie thing to do. I'd rather go to a library than to a party. I don't like libraries because I don't like reading. I get black on white. My eyes hurt, actually. However, a party would be horrible, so yes, I would rather go to a library than a party. I would rather kill myself than go to a party, so yeah. I find making up stories easy. I actually find that very easy. I'm very good at that. I don't know if that's odd for an Aspie, but that's just me. All these questions are about imagining, and I guess Aspies have troubles imagining stuff? I don't, but everyone's different. Maybe that's just an autism thing. I don't know. I find myself drawn more strongly to people than things. No. People suck. Things are logical and stay the same, so I like things. Things don't change. Things never lie to me anyway. I tend to have very strong interests, which I get upset about if I can't pursue. I mean, yes. To the first part, I don't get upset if I can't pursue them, but I do have very strong interests. I don't get upset if I can't pursue them, but I do want to pursue them, and I like pursuing them. But I shouldn't get stuck on the word upset because of my goddamn Aspiness. I do have very strong interest. I'm going to put that as a... Yeah. Yeah, that's a... Yeah. I enjoy social shit chat. Shit, no. That's horrible. Social shit chat is the same thing as lying, if you ask me. It's horrible. I hate it. When I talk, it isn't always easy for others to get a word in edgewise. God, okay, for an Aspie, this is going to be very un-Aspie-like, but when I talk, it's very easy for people to get a word in, because I usually don't talk to them. I usually just make smarmy comments on what they say. But if I get on a rant, my girlfriend knows this. I just don't shut up. So it's like half and half there. But yeah, once I get going, it's very difficult for people to get a word in. But I usually don't get going because people I talk to at work, for example, are not strangers, but it's like they're not my best friends, so I don't really have any need to start ranting with them. Sometimes with my boss I do, I guess. Good enough. I'm fascinated by numbers. No, not really. Numbers are cool. That's good enough. When I'm reading a story, I find it difficult to work out the character's intentions. No. However, that is, I've mentioned this before, that's because I've learned myself to read what people mean, like psychology. I love psychology, and I watched so many movies that I can tell what people mean. So I don't find it difficult to work it out, what they need to ask, if you find it difficult to instinctively tell the character's intentions, because that's an Aspie thing, to not be able to tell the intentions instinctively. But I can work it out, so I'm gonna have to say no. That's how I work. I don't particularly enjoy reading fiction. Again, no, I don't. But that's because I don't like reading. So, stupid question. Joke's on you. Actually, if I liked reading, I still actually wouldn't like reading fiction, to be honest. So yeah, I find it hard to make new friends. Yes, very hard, but that could be because I just moved up here 5 years ago. Fine, I find it hard, whatever. I notice patterns in things all the time. Yes, very much yes. Especially noticeable if you aren't me and you're talking to me at work, and I just keep pointing things out that nobody asked for. And patterns is one of the things I point out. I have a billion examples. You don't really need examples. Just the smarmy comments of like, did you notice how this is this, and like how that one is that? And people go, oh, that's great. Basically, so yes. I would rather go to the theater than to a museum. No. Very much no, because there's people there. You have to sit next to people. If the theater was empty, then sure. Could be nice, I suppose. Museums are cool, though. I like museums. I actually like them a lot, anyway. It does not upset me if my daily routine is disturbed. Oh, heck no. My daily routine is everything, and that's a very Aspie thing to do, to have a routine. If you have Asperger's, you more than likely have a routine that you really need to follow, otherwise you feel bad. It's as simple as that. And that's 25 questions, that's like halfway, so next video I'm going to finish this test, and excuse me if I'm talking quickly, but like I said, this is like taking way too long, so yeah, be right back.